Okay, so till now we have understood the concept of arithmetic progression. We know how to determine whether a given arrangement is an arithmetic progression or not. Okay, and we also know how to determine the common difference, how to identify the first term of an arithmetic progression, and how to write three terms or more terms in the given arithmetic progression. So let us take an example. If I say there is an arithmetic progression like 15, 21, then let us say 27, then 33, then 39, and so on. If I say that this is an arithmetic progression, what will be the first term of this arithmetic progression? The first term is 15. So I will say A is equals to 15. A is the first term. And what is the common difference? We will take the difference of any two consecutive terms. So 21 minus 15, this will give you 6, or I can say 27 minus 21, so this will again give you 6, and so on. You can check the other consecutive term, the difference between other consecutive terms, it will be 6 only. Okay, so this is an arithmetic progression, and in this arithmetic progression, if I tell you to write the next three terms of this arithmetic progression, if I ask you to write the next three terms of this arithmetic progression, you can very easily write the next three terms. What you will do? You will simply add 6 to this 39, and you will say 39 and plus 6, that is 45 will be the next term. If I ask you to write one more term, you can very easily add 6 again to this 45, and you will say 51 is the next term, and so on. Okay, so it will be very easy to determine the next three terms of this arithmetic progression. But if I ask you to write the 100th term of this arithmetic progression, if I ask you what is the 100th term of this AP, what will you do? This is the first term, this is the second, this is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh term. So we are on seventh term, and we need to determine 100th term of this arithmetic progression. So what should I do? Should I write the first 99 terms of this arithmetic progression and then add 6 to the 99th term to get the 100th term? Or should I calculate the first 98 terms and then add 6 to get the 99th term and then add 6 to get the 100th term? Should I do it like this? Okay, you can do this. But if in the same series, if in the same AP, I ask you to write the 1000th term. If I ask you to write 1000th term, so will you be able to write the first 999 terms of this AP and then determine its 100th term? Okay, it is possible, but practically in the constraint of time, it is not possible to write the 999 terms, 999 terms of this AP and then determine 1000th term. Okay, so what we will going to do is, we will going to generalize the concept of AP. We will going to find a term which is known as general term of an AP. We will going to determine the general term of an AP. General term means any term. General term means either first term, 10th term, 11th term, 34th term, 100th term, 110th term, or 1000th term, or 1 lakh term. Okay, it doesn't matter. The generalized term, the general term of an AP will help us to determine any term in this sequence or in any possible sequence. Okay, so if I want to write the general term of an AP, I am going to first write the general form, general representation of an AP. What is the general form of an AP? The general form of an AP is a comma a plus d comma a plus 2d comma a plus 3d a plus 4d and so on. Okay, this sequence, this series will go till infinity, in which a is known as first term, okay, and d is known as common difference. Now, if I want to determine 100th term of this AP or 1000th term of this AP, I am going to derive a formula to directly determine any possible term of this arithmetic progression. And that formula is derived from a very simple observation. It's just an observation. What you can see is, in this arithmetic progression, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth, and this is fifth term, and so on. So, I am assuming that let first term is T1, okay, then second term is T2, third term is T3, and so on. So likewise, I will say this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4, this is T5, T6, the sixth term will be T6. If I ask you what is the 100th term, it will be T100. Okay, we will describe it, we will represent it by T1, T2, T3 and so on. Okay, so I can see that T1 is equals to A. Okay, T2 is equals to A plus D. T2 is basically equals to A plus D. Now, by a simple observation, I am going to write this T1 is equals to A as A plus 1 minus 1 D. Okay, it's just an observation. ये सवाल बिल्कुल आपके मन में आएगा कि ये चीज आई कैसे, तो अगेन आई एम सेइंग इट इज एन ऑब्जर्वेशन. इस चीज को देख के, इस सीरीज को, इस अरेंजमेंट को समझ के हमने इसे ऐसा सोचा, बिकॉज 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 into d will again be 0. So this and this expression are same, this is a, this is a. Okay, तो मैंने इस a को, this first term is a plus 1 minus 1 d. Similarly, T2 जो term है a plus d, I can write it as a plus 2 minus 1 d. Okay, try to understand. I have written the first term as a plus 1 minus 1d, second term as a plus 2 minus 1d, third term T3. T3 is what? It is a plus 2d. Okay, so what I am going to do, this T3 I can write this as a plus 3 minus 1d. Then T4 a plus 3d, which is, I can write this as a plus 4 minus 1d. I can write 3d as 4 minus 1d. Okay, so after this, the fifth term, I can write it as, this is a plus 4d. I can write this fifth term as a plus 5 minus 1 d. Now try to observe, try to understand the relation between these values. You can see for first term T1 I have written a plus 1 minus 1 d. For second term I have written a plus 2 minus 1 d. For third term I can see this is a plus 3 minus 1 d. For fourth term, this is third, this is then the fourth term, it is 4 minus 1d. For fifth term, it is 5 minus 1d. So what you can observe? You can see that a is common in all the terms. this -1 and d are common in all the terms. The only variable which is changing is this one. You can see it is 1 for the first term, it is 2 for the second term, it is 3 for the third term, 4 for the fourth term, 5 for the fifth term. So from this observation, can I write T100 is equals to A plus 100 minus 1 D? Can I write T100? What is T100? T100 is 100th term. Okay, 100th term of an AP. So T100 is A plus 100 minus 1 D. Similarly, if I want to write T1000, T1000 means 1000th term. I can write T1000 as equal to A plus, A is common, then for 100th term it is 100 minus 1, then for 1000th term it will be 1000 minus 1 D. Okay, for 1000th term it will be 1000 minus 1 D. Let us take one more example. If I ask you what is T, let us say what is T367. If I ask you what is T367, what is 367? T367 represent 367th term of this arithmetic progression. Okay, this I believe that you know that this arithmetic progression can continue till infinity. यह term, यह AP infinity तक जा सकती है, अनंत तक जा सकती है, because what you are doing, you are simply adding this D every time, simply adding this D every time to the previous term to get the next term. So you can continue this till infinity. Okay, it doesn't matter. So T367, 367th term. So I can say that this series can contain 400 terms, this series can contain 367 terms, this series can contain 1 lakh terms. Okay, it doesn't matter. So T367 will represent the 367th term, and what will be the 367th term? I can represent from this observation, I can write T367 represents A plus 367 minus 1 D. Okay, because the only thing which is changing is this number, this number, this number. Okay, let us take one more example. If I ask you what is T, let us say 481, T481 represents 481st term of the series. So the 481st term will be equals to, 481st term will be equals to A plus to the bracket 481 minus 1 D. Okay, 481 minus 1 D. It means using this observation I can determine any term of an arithmetic progression. Okay, so if I ask you what is the general term, what is the general representation? General term means a formula which can represent each and every term of an arithmetic progression. Okay, general term का मतलब क्या हुआ? General term means it represents each and every term of an AP. Okay, it can represent each and every term of an AP. किसी भी AP के कोई भी टर्म को मैं एक फॉर्मूले से रिप्रेजेंट कर सकूं, इस तरह का एक ऑब्जर्वेशन, इस तरह का एक फॉर्मूला मुझे बनाना है. ओके, जैसे स्पीड इज इक्वल्स टू डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम है, जो कि हर जगह लगता है, जहां पर भी स्पीड की, टाइम की, डिस्टेंस की बात होगी वहां पर वो फॉर्मूला लगेगा. सेम मैनर में हमें यहां पर भी एक टर्म डिफाइन करना है, जिस टर्म को हम कहेंगे Tnth टर्म, जिसे हम कहेंगे Tn. Tn will represent nth term of an AP. N will represent nth term of an AP, and this term can be written as A plus n minus 1 D. Remember this is Tn, so this is n minus 1 D, and I will say this formula represents general term of an arithmetic progression. This is the general term. Okay, this is the formula for general term. Now the most important thing, this is the formula for general term. General term means nth term. So what is n? N is the position of a term. Okay, n represents, let us write it somewhere here. N represents position of a term. Now why we are discussing n also? What is the significance of this n? Since I have said n represents the position of a term, so what are the possible values of n? n की possible values क्या क्या हो सकती हैं? Let us try to understand this. For a1, this, for the first term, this n will be equal to 1. You can see this. If I substitute n is equals to 1, so t1 will be a plus 1 minus 1 d, जो कि यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है. Okay, this is the t1. n की जगह 1 रखेंगे तो it will be a plus 1 minus 1 d. If n is equals to 2, so it will represent the second term, the term which is at the second position. So t2 will be a plus 2 minus 1 d. So this is 2 minus 1 d. t3 will be 3 minus 1 d. t4 will be 4 minus 1 d. t5 will be 5 minus 1 d. So on, we can substitute the value of n. So n क्या हो सकता है? n एक natural number हो सकता है. Now, can n be 0? क्या n का वैल्यू 0 हो सकता है? क्या यह n जो कि पोजीशन बता रहा है, सोचिए, n बताता है nth टर्म, मतलब nth पोजीशन पे रखा हुआ टर्म. अगर n का वैल्यू 0 होगा तो 0th टर्म मतलब 0th पोजीशन पे रखा हुआ टर्म. क्या 0th पोजीशन भी कोई होती है? किसी की पोजीशन 0 हो सकती है क्या? नो. अगर आपकी क्लास में रैंक डिसाइड होती है तो फर्स्ट रैंक, सेकंड रैंक, थर्ड रैंक, फोर्थ रैंक, ऐसा नहीं होता कि 0th रैंक, फर्स्ट रैंक, थर्ड रैंक, सेकंड रैंक, फोर्थ रैंक, इस तरह से सीक्वेंस चले. ओके, सो 0th रैंक कभी भी पॉसिबल नहीं है, 0th पोजीशन पॉसिबल नहीं होती. ओके, फॉर टाइम बीइंग आपको ये मानना है. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज n कैन नेवर बी इक्वल टू 0. n कभी भी 0 नहीं हो सकता. सो n कैन नेवर बी इक्वल टू 0. एक बात ये हमने समझ ली. सेकेंड चीज, क्या n का वैल्यू 0.5 हो सकता है? क्या n का वैल्यू 1.5 हो सकता है? क्या n का वैल्यू कोई फ्रैक्शन हो सकता है? क्या n का वैल्यू कोई डेसिमल हो सकता है? जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. इफ आई से n इज इक्वल्स टू 3.5, so n represents the position. So can you imagine 3.5th position? क्या आपकी क्लास में किसी को 3.5th रैंक मिलती है? 3.5th पोजीशन किसी की होती है? नो. इसका मतलब n का वैल्यू डेसिमल नहीं हो सकता, n का वैल्यू फ्रैक्शन नहीं हो सकता. सो n cannot be a decimal number. ओके, n कभी भी एक पॉइंट वाला नंबर नहीं हो सकता. सिमिलरली, अगर n का वैल्यू -1 हो तो n क्या बताता है? पोजीशन बताता है. n का वैल्यू -1 मतलब माइनस फर्स्ट पोजीशन. क्या माइनस फर्स्ट पोजीशन जैसा कुछ आपने कभी सुना है? नो, पॉसिबल नहीं है. क्या आपकी क्लास में किसी को -3rd रैंक मिलती है? क्या -10th रैंक मिलती है? क्या -1st रैंक मिलती है? नो. इसका मतलब n निगेटिव भी नहीं हो सकता. ओके, n कैन नॉट बी नेगेटिव. तो n फ्रैक्शन नहीं हो सकता, n 0 नहीं हो सकता, n नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता. इट मीन्स सिंपली यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट n is always a natural number. n का वैल्यू हमेशा एक नेचुरल नंबर ही होगा, n का वैल्यू नेचुरल नंबर के अलावा कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. ओके, so n can always be natural number. You will understand the significance of this concept when we will solve some questions. Okay, so this is the derivation of the general term of an arithmetic progression. Please try to understand the significance of this term. Okay, this term is of great practical importance because ये चीज जब अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन का प्रैक्टिकल यूज होता है तब ये चीज बहुत काम आती है. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. ओके, तो इसे नोट कर लीजिए. देन वी विल सॉल्व सम एग्जांपल्स बेस्ड ऑन अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन, द जनरल टर्म ऑफ एन अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन. Okay, now let us solve question number 7 from the practice sheet based on our discussion on general term of an arithmetic progression. Question number 7 says find the 10th term of the AP 2, 7, 12 and so on. So question number 7 says there is an AP which is 2, 7, 12 and so on. Okay, this is the AP which is 2, 7, 12 and so on. You need to determine 10th term of this AP. So you have two methods to determine the 10th term. The first method is calculate A, calculate D and just write the next 7 terms, next 6 terms also, and then add the common difference to the 9th term to determine the 10th term. But that will be a long process. Okay, if I don't want to write the next 7 terms of this AP, I can use another method. That another method is the simple method of general term. Now, general term of an AP is Tn, which is A plus n minus 1 D. This is the general term of an AP. This term represents each and every term of any AP. Okay, so I want to determine the 10th term. So what I will do is I will write, if I need to determine 10th term, I will write n is equal to 10. I will substitute the value of n equal to 10. So what I can see, Tn की जगह पे it will be T10. Okay, T10 will be equals to A plus 10 minus 1 into D. T10th will be A plus 10 minus 1 into D. Now to calculate the value of 10th term, I want A and I want D. What is A in this series? What is A in this arrangement? This 2 is A. So value of A is equal to 2. And what is D? D is equals to 7 minus 2, that is equals to 5. So A is equal to 2 and D is equal to 5. So T10th term, T10th will be equals to A, that is 2 plus 10 minus 1 is 9 into D. D is 5. So 2 plus 9 into 5, which is equals to 2 plus 9 5s are 45 and that is equals to 47. So the 10th term of this series is 47. Okay, so you can see this process is very simple. You just need to substitute value of n equal to 10 and very easily you can determine the 10th term. If in the same series I want to determine the 99th term or 100th term, I can take value of n equal to 99 or 100 depending on the term which I want to determine. Okay, so this is the solution for 7th question. Let us discuss the 8th one. Now 8th question, it says find the 30th term of AP. So question number 8. Question number 8 says there is an AP which is 10, 7, 4 and so on, and you need to determine 30th term. Okay, so if you want to determine 30th term, what will you do? You will write the formula for general term, which is Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1d, and for nth term you need to determine 30th term. It means I will substitute n is equals to 30. Okay, n is equals to 30. So if n is 30, T30 will be equals to a plus 30 minus 1 into d. So T30 is equals to a plus 30 minus 1 into d. This is the 30th term. Now n is 30, but I want a and d also to determine the 30th term. So what is a in this arrangement? This 10 is equals to a. So we have value of a is equals to 10. And what is d? D you can calculate second term minus first term. So this is d. So the value of d is equals to minus 3. So what you can observe, this is a decreasing AP. Okay, because यहाँ पर common difference negative है. So common difference negative मतलब this is a decreasing arithmetic progression. So but that is not our concern. We just need to calculate the value of 30th term. So a की जगह पे we can write 10 plus 30 minus 1 is 29 into, in place of d you will write minus 3. Okay, so it will be 10 minus, now 29 into 3, 3 into 2, 6, that is 60, and 3 into 2 it is 60, and 3 nines are 27. So 60 plus 27 will give you 87. So this will be 10 minus 87. So when you solve this, it will be minus 77. So this is the value of T30. So 30th term of this arithmetic progression is minus 77. Okay. Now then next, so this is the solution for, this is 8th question. So solution for 8th question, we have done 8th one. Now let us discuss the 9th one, the very simple question. So 8th was very simple, 7th was very simple. Let us discuss 9th one. Question number 9 says find the 11th term of the AP minus 3 minus 1 by 2, 2 and so on. So question number 9. You have an arithmetic progression which is minus 3, comma minus 1 upon 2, comma this is 2 and so on. Okay. So in this AP, let us first write the common difference and the first term. What will be the first term of this AP? First term is this 3. So the value of a is minus 3. And what is the common difference? Let us subtract second term and first term. So second term is 1 upon 2, minus 1 upon 2, and minus first term is minus 3. Okay, this is minus 3, minus of minus 3. This is the common difference, that is d. So when you solve this, it will be minus 1 upon 2 plus 3 is equals to d. So this is minus 1 upon 2 plus 3. What is 3 minus 1 upon 2? It will be d is equals to 5 by 2. So the common difference is 5 by 2. Okay. Now we need to determine 11th term. So Tn is a plus n minus 1d. This is Tn, the value of nth term, and to determine 11th term we will substitute n is equals to 11. So n is equals to 11, it means T11 is equals to a. A is what? It is minus 3. So in place of a, I am writing minus 3. Then plus n minus 1 in bracket. In place of n, I can write 11 minus 1 and then into d. What is d? D is 5 by 2. So T11 is equals to a plus n minus 1, that is 11 minus 1 into 5 by 2, a plus n minus 1d. So just solve this, it will give you minus 3 plus 10 minus, this 11 minus 1 is 10 into 5 by 2. So this is 2, 5, this will give you minus 3 plus 25. So 25 minus 3 will give you 22. So T11th term will be equals to 22. Okay. So in these three questions we have understood the application of the general term, the application of the formula that we have derived for the general term. Just you need to remember this formula. Okay, this is not at all difficult. Even you can derive it yourself, it's very easy. You have seen it do not require any kind of calculation, it just requires a simple observation. Okay, so this is the solution for 9th question. First note these three questions, then we will continue.